put up your hand, please, so we can accommodate the last people that are here. And guys, I want to say something, and I want you, this is a leadership. So we have strong conversations here. Don't you dare tell me you're holding a seat for somebody that's not here. If they're not on time, they're not a leader. That seat's gone. I don't want to hear it. None of us want to hear it. Would you all agree with me? So, real quick, if you have a seat next to you, it's open and it's available. Si tienes un asiento al lado de ustedes, que está abierto, que está disponible, y no estamos guardando sillas para nadie. Si vous avez un siège à côté de vous qui est ouvert, on vous a pas de siège, personne qui ne sont pas là, vous levez la main. Raise your hands, please. All right, folks, as you're coming in, raise your hands high. Les gens qui ont les mains levées, s'il y a des sièges à côté d'eux, por las personas que tienen las manos para arriba, okay, es porque tiene una silla al lado de ellos. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to try this one more time, Sheikh. You ready? Mr. Mansoor, you ready? Doctor, you ready? Howard, you ready? Okay. Validus, are you ready? Now we're talking about it. Guys, I have the honor to introduce the first person to open up the event today. And I gotta tell you something, I say this with goosebumps because he has become a close personal friend. He is a mentor to everybody here. He is a father, he is a husband, he is a man's man and a leader. And guys, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give him the respect he deserves. And so, I'm gonna ask you all something. I'm gonna ask you all to get to your feet, because we're not gonna do this sitting down. It's okay, he says no, but you know he's humble. Get to your feet and help me welcome the President and Chief Visionary Officer of Validus, Mr. Mansoor Tawafi! Please sit down. As you know, I don't like people standing up. I feel very old, you know, when you do stuff like that. Welcome everyone. How are you guys doing today? Who's excited to be here this week? Right? I think that we have so much to discuss, and I wanted to open up with a very friendly conversation. And really just speak about what has been happening in the last few months. And since last we met, I'm pretty sure most of you we've met, if not we've met online somewhere. And today is the beginning of the new era, it's the beginning of VCon New Era, the very first convention that has been put together internationally for our company, right? And right now I look in this room and I see so many familiar faces, I see so many people who, you know, we saw eye to eye and we had discussions and we spoke about what we're going to do in this industry, we spoke about what we're going to do in the company, and so far it's been a hectic ride, but how many of you are glad that you did something with Validus? Is that something that is common in the room, right? Is that something we can all definitely agree on? And to start this leadership weekend off, you know, even though my energy levels are a bit low, as you can see, I cannot really stand, but we need a lot of energy, right? So before we get started, guys, you know, we're going to give one massive round of applause to Validus and everything that's been done. So let's go, let's give it up. Let's do this big, you know. To every single person that's made this to the success that we have had so far, to the people who have changed their lives in this company, to the people that have made more money, more success, who have managed to attain freedom, who have never had that experience before.
And that is what we're here to celebrate first and foremost. And today is a leadership session. You know, we're not going to speak much about what has happened. Of course, later on you're going to see an incredible lineup of speakers who are going to take you through different things. But today, we're going to start by really addressing, you know, the most important things, addressing the elephant in the room, as we like to call it. I'm gonna start by telling you guys about what's on everyone's mind, because right now, some of you have questions about the company. Some of you want to know which direction we're headed in. Some people are wondering, you know, is Validus still planning to do something? Can you believe some people think that, you know, the company is now finished? Some people think that, you know, we are at a stage where maybe we're a bit shaky. Some people think that, you know, we're making decisions that don't benefit our people, and all of these things. And I want to address these very casually with you guys as your president, and really have a direct conversation about what is really on our minds. You know, what are we really thinking about? Which way are we really headed? So let's start with what we said when we started. Because it's always good to retrace what happened in the beginning to then be able to get to the next step. Now, everyone in this room is Sapphire and above. Most of you have been with us for a very, very long time, you know, and you have seen some of the things the company has gone through. But when we started, you know, and we spoke to you as you came to the office, if you remember, just think back. I want every single person for a moment, you know, to think back to the day you saw the Validus opportunity, right? Just think back to that moment. Who showed it to you, what the setting was, how it looked, what you thought about it, just everything. Just picture it in your mind for a second. And I want you to think about that, and back then, what really caught your attention about this opportunity? What made you say, yes, and I'm going to get started with this? And for every single person, that will be a different answer. But for those of you who don't know, yes, now, you know, I'm sitting here as the president of the company and stuff, but one day, long time ago, and I say long time, but it was 18, 19, 20 months ago, in October of 2021, I also came to look at Validus. I didn't start this company, right? So just like you saw it one day, I saw it as well. And although it was way more primitive, to say the least, it wasn't nothing like what it is today, I also made a decision back then. And I want to take you guys on a journey with me to what that decision was. I met the people who started this company, and I met Salman and Bilal, which most of you have met today, who are incredible people. And I think that even though they're not here right now, of course, as you know, they always are more in the back end doing stuff and making sure the company's healthy. But even though they're not here, they're definitely tuning in and they'll definitely hear this. So let's give both of them and Mr. Sanu a massive, massive round of applause. Let's honor them right here. And I also sat across the table with them, and at that time, you know, I was in a very good position. You know, we had options available everywhere to do whatever we wanted. But when they shared with me what they wanted to do, and then I said, you know what, how about you don't do it that way? How about we partner up? And how about we really take this to the next level? We decided at that exact moment, today we have the VCon New Era, but New Era, you've heard me say for the last, you know, since you saw me, you've heard me say New Era. Every single meeting I'm saying. We decided we're going to not just lead. Today we realized that at that time we actually decided to create the new era. We decided to make a company that people can come, look into, you know, be able to grow in as fast as similar companies that are growing in the market, but in an ethical way, and be able to build a long-term business, and to be able to call it a home for themselves and the people that they care most about, which is the leaders in the network. That's what we decided back then at the very beginning. And every single person that we met, when you asked us, and I look around the room and I remember many of the meetings we had. I remember them crystal clear as if it was yesterday. And you asked me straight to my face, you asked Dr. Parvez straight to his face, you asked any of the leaders straight to their face. You know? What is the reason why we should be Validus? Why Validus? This was the question everyone asked. I want you to think back to that exact moment. Just work with me here for a second, because this is going somewhere. Just think back to that moment. What made you believe in that vision? Because from that, we're going to build the rest of the leadership. Not just in one way, in multiple directions. Because based on that question, we're going to say, is that thing still true today? Based on that question, we're also going to say, are you still as committed as you were on that day? Based on the answer you're going to give to this question, we're also going to ask you, are you still working to justify the vision you had on that day? Because that start is the beginning of your journey in Validus. Just like my start was the beginning of my journey. And this all comes back to the thing we always speak about, which is you need a strong enough reason to keep working. Just by a show of hands, I don't want to ask how much money you've made, but how many of you are making more money than you've ever made before here with this company right now? Just a raise of hands, guys. Alright, that's maybe roughly half the room. Is that something to applaud? Yeah, I believe so. If you're not, I don't know where the problem lies, ask for you. But most people are, you know, and that's a great thing. So when we started, I want to highlight some of the key topics. And one of the key topics is that we want to do something as people who have been in the network. I see so many network marketing companies led by people who have no idea about network marketing. How many of you know what I'm talking about, right? And that's crazy. It is ludicrous. How can you know what is happening in the field? And that is why you have noticed, I'm sure you have, even if we don't tell you, you have noticed that when we make decisions at the corporate headquarters, we always ask, is this in the benefit of the end user, of the new members, of the leaders, of the sapphires and the rubies and the emeralds and the diamonds and the blue diamonds and the crown diamonds, and a new position that we may announce today, right? We'll leave that for later, that discussion. So, is this in their benefit? Is this something that they can truly take from? We asked this question. We also decided to make it an opportunity that people can constantly feel safe in. Now, since that time till today, we have made many, many, many mistakes. And some of you have seen those mistakes, right? Some of you have told us on those mistakes. And we will never shy away from them, because mistakes are part of any business. But for the majority, I believe we have made very good decisions. For the majority, I believe that we have kept to our word of prioritizing you. For the majority, I believe we have made the utmost effort to create a safe environment for networkers. For the majority, I believe we have done something that can be commendable, and long after when we're gone, people will speak that, you know, maybe I didn't like those guys, but they did some things right. You know, they made some things right. They looked after their people. Even if people don't join us, many people who don't join us, even if people are from the greater industry and they just look at us, they still respect what we have done. And that's something that I'm really proud of today. And today we have certain situations that we come by. Last year, if you remember, around this time, I don't remember the exact time, there was around a week when the back office went down. How many of you remember that? Yeah? It was a hack, the back office went down, right? No sales. We were in the first year of the company, and it was crazy. It was crazy, right? Everyone panicking, what's happening, and this and that. And we're here on the back end, and we're like, oh, how do you do this, right? And we had a crazy attack. The attack was as big as billion-dollar companies get attacked, you know? Tens and hundreds of millions of attempts on our website within minutes, and it really, really was a big deal. We had so many of these instances that I don't even remember, because the last 12 months feel like 12 years to me. And that's the challenges we had, that's the challenges we overcame. But today, we recently also had a few updates. Last month, the gift wallet was down for a few weeks, right? And a lot of people messaged us what's happening, but yeah, there was some necessary updates we had to do. And right now, the withdrawals are suspended or delayed until the 16th of May. And again, a lot of people message us saying, oh, I don't know what's happening, la la la. What I really want to tell you is, it is unfair and disrespectful to your company, to your business, to compare Validus to anything else that is out there. Don't compare things that are incomparable. The foundation that we started on, the level at which we are building, it is, and I don't discredit other companies, but it is really heads and shoulders above. And just because there is one thing that happens that may look similar to what other people have done, that doesn't mean that they're one and the same. And that's why we were confident to be able to make such a decision just before VCon. I was confident to let go a person from the corporate team just before VCon, because we are not scared of making the tough decisions when they are required for the greater good, because we're focused more on the long term. And now everyone is asking me, oh, Mansoor, what is going to happen on the 16th? What about the withdrawals on the 16th? What about the company? Are they going to be able to manage it? And of course, articles come out, this, that. And I just want to ask you one question. During this entire year, most of you, especially the leaders who have had more interactions with me, you've seen me tell people that this is not the time for a certain category of people to join Validus. I've looked you in the eye and I've even told many of you that right now is the time for the pioneers, the risk takers, the visionaries, the people who are willing to do something. If you're the person who needs massive proof of concept, wait. Have I said that, yes or no, guys? If you've heard me say that, just raise your hand. Yes? The whole time, right? And right now is the same thing. For those of you who still doubt whether we are going to do something, wait, no problem. But my question to you is, we, as a leader, right, and I'm speaking very direct, this is a leadership conversation, as a person who claims to be someone who influences other people. And yesterday I had a conversation with a new member of our organization, I don't know if he's here, and he told me something. He said, as a leader, you will definitely impact people's lives, either for the better or for the worse. The choice is yours, right? You will definitely impact people. There is no way to escape it, because you are going to influence people to make a decision in either direction, right? So my question to you is, what happens after the 16th when all the payments are done? Right? My question to you is, what happens in 3 months' time when again we have a tough decision and we overcome it? What happens in 6 months' time and again we have this and we overcome it? So what you have to think about is rewire yourself and just decide whether you are in, right? And you're going to take this with us or not. Because the reality is this. The reality is that the company is very strong. We are doing extremely well. But the company as a corporate and the network as the leadership, they depend on each other. Does that make sense? If tomorrow we stop the website, it's going to affect your business, correct? Just like that, if tomorrow you stop sales, it's going to affect our business. Does that make sense? We are all interdependent. And if we want to achieve this goal of the legacy that we want to create, if we want to achieve the idea that we are going to be a multi-billion-dollar company that's going to change the lives of millions of people around the world, that we're going to reshape this industry, we're going to bring out products and systems that are at the highest level, that allow people to do this for a very long time and build careers and build very successful lives around us. And if we're going to transition the people to go from little income, to good cash flow through Validus, through wealth generation in the Crown Wealth Club, then it requires every single one of us to be committed to that vision no matter what. Does that make sense there? Because trust me, as long as we work together, as long as we have a trust between each other, there is very little that's going to stop us. And for those of you who know what we've been doing, just recently we opened a new office with a 5-year lease. We spent over 10 million on developing and building that office. We're going to have an opening after the VCon. For those of you who are going to be around, you're going to be welcome to come and visit. It is amazing, this office, right? It is very, very, very exciting. And some of the other speakers of Paris, I believe, will touch on that later on. And at the same time, we're doing this VCon as an opening event, where again, we're investing tremendous amounts of money just to show people what's happening. But if you're wondering how the company is doing, because I know some people wonder that, so since we're here already, let me answer your question. We're doing good. I don't know what else to say. We're doing extremely good. I think we're very, very healthy. We have so far managed everything very well. The company is in good hands. Yes, the biggest letdown so far, which is a continuous trend, and jokes aside, let's speak seriously. The biggest letdown for the company has been on the software side, and many of you know this, right? This has limited the capabilities we've had with support. This has limited the capabilities we've had with developing payments. This has led to a lot of issues, especially in non-English languages, translations that we couldn't solve for a while. And that is something that, of course, I raise my hands and I take ownership for and responsibility. But again, we are looking for solutions for that. And one of the updates we hear today, again, from Dr. Parvez is what we're going to do. Because recently you saw the facelift on the back office, just a new design. But soon we're going to go to the next level with software. We're going to migrate to a Web 3.0 back office fully, and all of that on the blockchain and all of that. Something like that. That has been the greatest letdown, and that's also the reason for why what's happening today is happening. But on the other hand, Validus is not going anywhere. No. We are right now planning to go 10 times bigger than we ever were before. We're launching new markets, we're expanding into new territory. We told the Black Diamonds and the Crown Diamonds and the VPs last month, 2 months ago it was, 6 weeks ago, in the anniversary of Validus, when we invited them all to Dubai, we told them about the revenue of the world. And I want to share this with you guys as well, just so you understand where we are. So far, we have done close to, again, I think it's over 300 or 350, whatever, 100 million. Good revenue, yeah. 95% of it has been from 6 countries. So people say, Validus is big. Yes, great. 6 countries. And those 6 countries haven't really started yet. Like France, come on, what do you guys think? France has been by far one of the greatest performers. All the French team, big round of applause. But even though it is very closely, almost the same, now followed by the incredible leadership from Oceania. And I think now there are emerging markets. We're expanding very, very fast into some of the biggest markets in the world. Today we have, managed to obtain an actual license in Thailand with Kita, with the help of Dio and amazing VPs. Thank you very much for that. We're expanding very fast together with the team in India and Japan, all over Africa, all over Asia, in the Asian region, in the rest of Europe and all the markets, India, Netherlands, and Latin America is going to be one of the biggest sponsors of Mr. Together with the entire Latin American team that made it all the way from there. Congratulations, guys, you know. And you guys have done an amazing job. We just bought 2 new black diamonds from Latin America yesterday, right? Right? People wonder about momentum, but I don't see what they're talking about, right? And especially with the updates you're going to hear today, with the excitement from this weekend, I think following this convention, for the next 3 to 6 months leading into the end of 2023, we're going to have the best period for Validus so far. It's going to be momentum beyond belief. And the question is whether you're going to be able to catch up and grow your business with that, right? Just in the last few days, we had so many black diamonds, right? We had Mr. Waisasadi also, by the way, from UK, this is a black diamond. We had him and Anas from USA and from North Africa, hit black diamond. Him and Anas, congratulations, right? Amazing. We had Adeli and Eduardo Taif, black diamond. Like it's crazy. We just mentioned him, right? Just in the last few days, right? Amazing, amazing. And of course, tomorrow, or on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to recognize the first crown diamonds of the company ever, right? Yeah. Mr. Fadi Baba, Akib Alexi, wow, crown diamonds. And the celebration, we're not going to do any celebrations today. We're going to save all the spice for the weekend because what we have prepared for these guys is unreal, right? And this is life-changing stuff. And also, you're going to hear about some of the updates in the ranks that we're going to do for you guys. The increased capping that's going to be announced later on in the system. So you guys can make more money, right? How many people would like to hear that? So there's a lot of things coming up. And I just hope that we can do something incredible together. Before I get off the stage, I want to invite one person to quickly have a chat with you if we can get a handheld mic ready. And this is a position that we've been looking to fill for a very long time, a position that is very, very important, and that's going to help your businesses grow, but also that means that the rules are going to be much more strict from now on. But I'll let him give a quick introduction about himself and what he wants to do for the company. He flew all the way from the USA over here. Let's give it up for the new Head of Compliance of Validus, Mr. Javier Canales.
So I actually didn't even know I was speaking, so surprise.
Oh yeah.
I'm first of all, I'm honored. When I say honored, I feel like that's kind of like a shortcut. I'm honored to be here. When I met with Mansoor a few months ago, it seemed like so long ago. When I decided to come on board, usually the first thing I do when I work with a client is I take a look at the management's products, what they offer, the compensation plan, and I kind of put that all together and decide, like, okay, is this something that I want to stick my name on? And as soon as I met with Mansoor, I knew that this was something that I wanted to be a part of. And it's fitting that this event is taking place in Dubai. This is my first time here, and I'm blown away by the country, the people, the architecture. Would you guys agree the architecture here is just like nothing else, right? So, I also think it's very fitting that...
Yeah, this is first time in Dubai. Let's give Javier a Dubai welcome, right?
I also think it's fitting that this event is taking place, attached to the Burj Khalifa. So when Mansoor speaks about the fact that there are great opportunities out there, and that Validus is going to be the opportunity that leads the way, I kind of think of Validus as the Burj Khalifa of opportunities. When you look at the skyline, you see all these tall buildings, and those are all the other great opportunities out there. Because there's some great opportunities out there. But then you come to this needle that just, it's practical joke size compared to the other buildings. when you see it, you're in awe of like how big it is. And how, I remember doing some research on the Burj Khalifa because I love architecture, my brother-in-law's an architect, and I started doing some research on the foundation. Have you guys ever looked into the foundation of the Burj Khalifa? Like how much effort was put into building that foundation. That's what's happening this weekend. The foundation for this company that will eventually eclipse the skyline, similar to that of what we see when we come into Dubai, is taking place today. And I want you guys to really think about that. You guys are the foundation of what is going to be a monumental company and a monumental opportunity. And I want you guys to take pride in it. This opportunity is going to be something that is going to impact so many people worldwide. And you guys are the basis of it. Do you understand that? Are you guys excited about that? Because, I mean, are you sure? Are you sure you're excited? Because I want to make sure you guys are. As Mansoor alluded to, we are setting the foundation in different markets, including the U.S. Currently working with the best network marketing attorney in the U.S. and we're getting legal review done, and so hopefully that'll be done pretty soon. But the U.S. is a great market. We haven't even scraped that, right? So the potential is out there. Latin America, Asia. I mean, this is just the beginning, and I'm super excited, you guys. As a head of compliance, I'm what am I usually referred to as sales prevention. I'm the bad guy. I'm probably the farthest thing from that. My job is to make sure that the people that are here, that you bring into this opportunity, that every single one of you guys' opportunity is protected. And I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. We are going to have a company that has zero, what's the word I'm looking for? Zero tolerance when it comes to the level of character that we expect from our reps. Are you guys okay with that? When people talk about Validus, there's an aura that comes around that word. Validus is going to be